point.
Yes sir.
At the grand finals, but of course, we kick
tất cả anh em bình luận cho tưởng tân yêu của mình thế nào. Không có Việt Nam các bạn.
Potential 10 here. We start things off at Bermuda, and this map is usually conquered
AZ Global, Williams United.
First of all, we have to look at the drop spots. Nothing out of the ordinary
Luso
so
vẫn
far,
Baku.
and it's been quite a
AZ
while
Global
since
thì
we've seen the teams
vẫn
actually
là đảo
play
dừa
give proper
Memory thành phố
respect
biển.
to one
Ôm
another.
gấp Blue vẫn là không trời với làm R7.
No R7 is not coming up with shenanigans and hot dropping Dragon Esports like they did in Point Rush.
Chúng có là bạn, chúng có đâu?
Taken by Buriram again. Fluxo
Buriram có thể sẽ thành một con hồn đó. Ê anh em ơi, cái nào tôi biết dịch được thì tôi dịch nha, cái nào tôi dịch được thì tôi dịch. Vâng, đại sĩ là giao tranh với rồi.
Happening very early on. A bounty put out onto General.
Lord General của Brazil.
No knocks yet.
Some say all roads lead to Rome, but I say at Bermuda all zip
giao tranh đầu trọng với đội của Indonesia. Nấp một cái chân lên rồi.
My goodness me, lost finding an early one here onto
Đưa kịp vô địch của Brazil.
You know the Indonesians are always cheeky, spreading out in the open, looking for a lot of loot very early on. And RRQ is actually one of the front runners of Bermuda. Finding a booyah here shouldn't be a huge problem for them at the end of the day. As you can see, Dirk's already with the 800 coins in his hands, looking for 200 more at the cost of Haral, who does manage to get
không,
away.
Mình có tiếng Anh một hai trận.
Thankfully, does manage to pick up a gun that can match up to what Dirk is pulling in as well. That AUG should be able to reach him.
And we are also seeing
bắt được không rồi. Qua là đó cho người Indo.
Another collection for loss. And off screen, BRU actually
trời ơi là trời
onto Fluxo.
Người Indo đi làm gì đây? Cảm ơn anh em donate nha.
Old rivalry reignited. It was buried for a good year and now it has resurfaced on the biggest stage in the world. But I don't think Fluxo cares too much about it. They love to play on the southern side of the map. First time we saw them, it was AJL destroyed the party. But right now, don't think that's going to be the case. Dutch goes down, point 3 for loss.
Yeah, but that's classic Buriram, right?
Anh thì anh vẫn dự đoán là không đúng điều đâu. Tại vì đội nào cũng mạnh. Anh thì vẫn dự đoán là Brazil hoặc là Indo thôi. Người Thái họ nào sẽ thất bại.
But look at the strategy that comes through from the team in a little bit later on. You guys don't have the maps in front of you. I believe Fluxo is playing a counter to this at this very point of time, allowing GU to hold back as the rest of them continue rotating in towards Mars Electric to look for more loot. This could just be the biggest surprise for Buriram, but I highly doubt Buriram went in there for the contract to play the Hunters. They just wanted to know if or not Fluxo was going to come in here to bum rush them and kick them out of peak very early on. So Buriram can stay put for the time being, but they are not the only team that Buriram needs to worry about. Remember yesterday, R7 at peak.
I was about to bring that up, right? R7 with a very ballsy move to go to peak early and actually flushed out everyone else. But the occupants of this not so lucky lost once more continues their bout against RRQ. Riptide Rhythm takes down that blue wall. Haone down and out. Easily collected by RRQ, getting a second elimination point. The rivalry continues between these two new-found fighters.
Yeah, and just like that, RRQ has made that full recovery already. With the P90, easy takedown for Maal. The question is obviously going to be whether or not Lost continues to fight for this.
Team nào mà hôm nay mình sẽ chung là coi như xong luôn. Quên đó, lội nữa, có đâu mà lội nữa. Team nào mà đây sẽ chung mất 25 tỷ Việt Nam đồng, 1 triệu đô la các bạn.
And thankfully, Lost does not want any part of that as they quickly back away into Clock Tower to play a little bit of recovery.
Very bloody start. Team Vitality getting 5 eliminations. Evo just picked off 2 members of R7. Got revived back onto the map. Check in on Dragon Esports.
Tụi này bị gãy rồi chạy lên đây mất sớm vậy.
Very, very safe, like we expected. Right, this is a team that is, you can agree. I think everyone can agree. Not the best at gunfight, not the best in mechanic, but one thing they're good at is reading the map. They know how to make rotation, and their survival instinct is second to none for a team that is on the world stage for the first time. I think it's worth highlighting every now and then. They are going to potentially be sandwiched by teams like Core Memory and Vitality, but for now they haven't made any presence just yet, unless Core Memory runs into them.
Yeah, when you're not the strongest fighter on the battlefield, the best thing that you can do is do your homework.
Là vô địch, sao biết được anh em chung kết thế giới mà không phải giải tâm được. AZ Global, Ben của Brazil.
rotating through their midst, and they did not think twice.
Thái Lan lại
Shot it
Brazil.
down instantaneously. Question is, do they now go in for the hunt?
Chơi luôn rồi, chơi rồi.
Staying
Chơi rồi.
silent. M590 in hand, Noda spotted out. Plays the corner really well. Decent blue wall pulled up by Cypher. And a counter tag as well. Barros comes in here for the bait and switch, going in for the shutdown. And Dew is there for the shot as well. The rest of the players are Motovia helping them out from afar very effectively with the
Rồi xong rồi, chạy rồi.
But unfortunately, the numbers are dwindling for the side of Pain Gaming. Gus having to run away. So AGAL have an advantage. 3-2. Chinoy, Cypher, Barros all gunning for Gus, who is trying to turn the corner, puts up the glue wall on one end, but he's quickly running out of defensive resources. And finally, AGAL catches up onto him. There's really nothing much that Motovia can do, and Pain Gaming forced to concede.
Very surprisingly slow shutdown from
Thế giới hay đâu mà chung kết thế giới anh em ơi, thế giới.
At this point of time.
Xong rồi,
they'll have to worry about a little bit later. Gaming on the other hand has got more to worry about player on the battlefield. And they will be the first team to get painfully taken out of the finals. But then Bermuda was never a map that belonged to the Brazil.
Nơi mà anh Bảy đang ngồi ở anh Giới.
And it's also a pretty interesting result, right? We say that Bermuda is not a Brazilian team thing, but you know, Raja on the panel did pointed out that they're bigger fans of the classic map than they are of maps like Kalahari or Solara. And in this case, Pain Gaming in the local league maybe, on the world stage.
Thằng nào mà lên tranh thì ngã cái là xong rồi.
AGAL, the fact that they ended up
taking out Pain
shows that they still are sticking to that late rotation on Bermuda. I think Pain Gaming probably didn't expect that to be the case coming into the grand finals and got punished.
Yeah, and AGL is not the strongest squad out there that they need to worry about. So that's something that Pain Gaming needs to think about overall. But I do agree with you, they kind of got caught with their pants down.
Ball này ball cuối là ngay chỗ cái dấu chấm vàng ở cái nhà. Ball này ngay cuối ngay dưới đây này anh em ạ. Đây nè. Tôi còn nghĩ ball cuối ngay chỗ này nha.
This is a day where we could have potentially 10
hello lắm nha em trai.
Pain Gaming has got the capability to pick up those points, very crucial points in game number 2.
Có C7 hiện tại đang đại sứ thương hiệu luôn đấy. Hôm nay không
strongly in the past.
Nó sẽ thôi anh em tôi sẽ nói chém gió ngồi lề một tí nha. Các bạn đang coi chung kết Refi thế giới các bạn ơi. Hôm nay chúng ta không biết là có xuất hiện của sự C7 lên trao giải hay không, nhưng mà tôi nghĩ là hôm nay anh Bảy sẽ xuất hiện với tư cách là hủy cái tư cách nhà vua của Falcon mùa trước, nếu Falcon không giữ được. Tôi vẫn nghĩ là như thế. Năm trước tôi tìm anh Bảy không ra, cho năm nay anh Bảy có.
Lineup of the Brazilian teams to get rid of a heavy contender for the championship. Buriram looking for loss very early on accidentally, of course, as they try to reposition themselves in the heart of this next safe zone. And Buriram not going in for the chase shows you the intention of Buriram, not going for points, just purely going in here for the positioning for the next circle.
Same can be said for Lost, who actually makes a retreat, got scanned out by the Dinoculus. And there are two possibilities, either Buriram is tracking them or RRQ was thinking of making a rotation. And even Lost themselves are using that Dinoculus to make sure that no one is near that northwestern part, so they could move outbursts. And I think I like the elevation.
Xong đóng rồi, góc này chết rồi. Góc này xong rồi. Xong rồi, đại diện thứ hai của mình xin bị ly rồi. Góc này đóng đắp rồi, chắc luôn. Đây bóng em. Đóng đắp.
This one is done for.
Đóng đắp. Bay đâu? Đại diện thứ hai của mình xin. Đóng đắp.
Get to the vending machine, up on top of the roof. Straight in, the Oscar tried to save him, has got the charge buster, just not the gun for this better! Beautiful hit!
Được game vô địch của Brazil!
Preemptive strike before those revivals could be brought in. The machine was right there.
The extended
conflict
finally comes to an end with RRQ.
Đây, thứ ba của Brazil đây.
The rotation was correct but Lost. They just did it at the wrong time. They did not expect RRQ to be there. And RRQ, I'm convinced that was their Dinoculus. Pinging out the whole team of Lost towards that silo. And with that, RRQ, they have 6 points and counting. Full squad available. Resources from the fallen members of Lost. lost.
Đây,
They
Luso
should
đây.
be ready to take on Buriram if they show up at Bima Sakti Strip on the south side.
Dinoculars and their big bright eyes, because all thanks to Buriram, they had lost on the back foot, looking for the high ground.
Cảm ơn Nghi Sở yêu nha.
RRQ just happened to be there. How much luckier can you get Indonesia? And RRQ settling the fight they lost
anh nghĩ
so
là
early on
Vũ
here.
Chọn anh nói đi, tại vì trận đầu cũng hơi hấp dẫn á. Vũ Chọn anh sẽ nói kinh nghiệm để vào.
The read of the circle once again perfect from this Thai squad, but now they'll have to deal with one of the deadly.
Góc chết cho Fluso rồi, trừ khi nhảy về phóng 7 tỷ vào thôi. Góc chết cho Fluso rồi. Người Brazil trận này sẽ bị knock out rồi các bạn ơi, chỉ còn lại Fluso đúng không? Góc chết cho Fluso rồi, bên phải bên trái là vị trí của thằng Falcon, bên phải là Bru, góc chết cho Fluso. Fluso đóng nắp rồi.
Completely done
Đóng nắp rồi các
away
bạn.
on how they used to play from
Đóng
the
nắp.
days of good old Sergeant Legolas. They could play
Chắc.
slow and tactical. Right
Cái này
now,
mà.
with Abai leading the charge, the prodigy turned captain, I think they're ready to really do
Vote
it
với ai
out.
đây?
Dragon Esports not so lucky.
Đủ tụi đi rồi rồi, này có mạnh nha anh em nha.
I mean, this has to
Tụi
be a
Dragon
miracle
Esports
here.
này mạnh anh em
Dragons
ơi.
can pull this off cleanly up against EVOS, but I
Ui, kinh
highly
đây.
doubt it.
Mấy người vote
One
ngáo
bright
ngáo
side
ngồi
is
lên đây
you
lụm
have
á.
Rasya sitting down far away, aiming down at your head. He's the first one that gets tagged up. But you do have to fear the capability
Kinh
of
đó anh em ơi.
A-Bot in these
Tụi bảy quân Latam cũng kinh nha.
combat. The M590 in his hands. Surprisingly, he was not going up here.
Anh thông báo rồi, nhóm tùm lum mà.
They just biding their
Cảm ơn
time,
tiếng Đạt nha em.
waiting downstairs, wondering if not Dragon's gonna come knocking. Why? Because there's a wedding machine here.
And it can be pretty risky to bomb rush the
Giỡn
second
hoài,
attic,
tiếng Đạt,
right?
đừng có chạm vào
Close
nỗi đau
area,
của em
you
mà,
saw the
anh tiếng
triple
Đạt,
blue
giỡn
wall from
hoài á.
Dragon Esports, like you called it, there's a vending machine downstairs.
Trời ơi,
And
bố còn
we've
nhóm công
seen
rồi.
if the
Tụi này
circle
cũng
moves
ghê
away
anh em
from the
ơi.
building with multiple levels, usually
Không ai
those
vừa
at
đâu.
the ground floor can't afford to wait. And in this case, EVOS, they
Luso
don't
góc
mind
chết rồi anh em ơi.
there's no
Luso
rush
chắc chắn
back.
chết rồi. Anh em
They
yên
can
tâm đi,
just
tôi
keep
nói là không sai
getting
được.
intel
Ball
onto
cuối cùng 40
Dragon
thằng luôn.
Esports every now and then.
Also, brilliant positioning coming through from Dragon Esports, and this is why they've
Luso
been
hết
able
đường
to
vào bo,
survive
trừ
time
cái
and
bay
time
phóng vào.
again. Their rotations are
Xui à.
always looking for that vending machine, and
Đó bên trái
they
Bru
hit
đấy anh
so
em.
many rebuffs
Bên phải
from
IC
competition
Global
so
trước mặt
far.
là Bru
I'm
à.
sure if
Bên
we
trái
pulled up
Falcon.
the numbers,
Đường đâu
we
đi
will
bo anh
see
em.
them as the champions of
Buộc phải chạm Bru
revivals.
rồi.
Of course, speaking of champions, your two-time world champs look so on standby here. Ready to be the third
Đó, lúc
party
này là
in a
làm sao mà
party
bắt
they were
Luso.
not even
Hả?
invited to. The
Lúc này anh em đi
Dinoculars
đâu
will
nói
be
nghe
standing
coi.
out 4 players. Unfortunate for them because they should have scanned
Brazil bị lừa
a
hai
little
team rồi
bit
anh em ơi.
towards the left. And once again, the read of the
Brazil bị
circle,
chết hai team rồi.
perfection out of
Lót lại
Buriram.
bên.
They have not had to move for the past two circles.
Hai này là hai này chết bo rồi.
Well, R7,
Hai thằng chết luôn.
they actually flew into the edge of the circle. Someone's getting out. I would like to bet it's either Vitality or Falcons. There's a monster truck drop on top of the roof. Not really sure who can claim that, but EVOS ready to finally make their move. Instantly forced away. The utility usage from Dragon Esports is on
Luso
point.
buộc chết.
And the same for Fluxo, trying to flush RRQ out. Massive damage being dealt. The glue wall will be preemptively used.
La cái gì mà la.
The fight between Dragon and EVOS now
Tụi
breaks out.
tụi em vốn chỉ
Dragon
đánh tụi này đâu.
Esports winning in terms of
Tụi này mạnh lắm anh em à.
EVOS, they
có
don't
thua
want to
rồi.
go down that early, but the
thằng
numbers
kia
are
kìa. Ôi,
definitely
một.
falling down to a 1v1.
Wow!
Behind EVOS Irate.
Sifu, instead of using the glue wall
Cầm ba luôn rồi.
any potential damage and pick up his buddy, went for that super med, instead paid a high price.
Wow! Trả đâu đâu á đây rồi.
Earlier on, but it has given it
What the
enough
fuck?
time for RRQ to play the recovery.
Luso đóng nắp anh em ơi, Luso chết rồi.
Everything else pulled out as well,
Luso
just
chết chắc.
in case anything
Hết đường.
was to happen from those windows. Mahal still see some action. Dudes gets a grenade onto
Qua đang có rồi.
Buriram cleans up house, and the victims are the Indonesians.
Hết đường vào bo đi mà.
Just one grenade for 3.
One more.
More than worth it. Second they
Hết
go
đường
through.
rồi.
A bit of a chip damage. You actually stolen away by Gil from AGAL, who finally joins the party. BRU still
Ồ,
can
AG
afford to
Global
play
góc
slow.
đẹp dữ trời.
For Fluxo, they paid a high price. EVOS now fighting against
Đây, bốn nóc
Vitality,
rồi.
and EVOS completely outnumbered.
Trời ơi,
Vitality,
tôi
they
chịu
just
rồi.
need to be patient and surgical. Core memory gets wiped out off screen, but EVOS somehow is holding on dang well with only 2.
Ồ, trời ơi, muốn cái gì?
Taking a
Tao.
little bit of advantage of that chaos there.
Ê, muốn cái
Hitting
sắp rồi anh
away
em.
both squads walking away with the most
What the
points
fuck?
off of the Indonesians. Thailand smiling year to year at this point of time, looking at AGAL as well as Buriram, but it's not over till it's over. EVOS, two players
Đâu, nó
up
má cái
against
bồ là siêu.
Soldier, but both squads need to be very wary of AGAL.
Này là BTR rồi các bạn ơi.
The
Đổi
circle
tên đó.
now forcing all three squads to move inch by inch. Nobody wants to sit in the open circle just yet.
Only 2 teams have a full squad alive, BRU and AGAL. Evo's trying to circle Koja, coming for the pincer maneuver. Koja
Go!
does a 1v1.
Có ngay hả?
And that's step number 1. The execution confirms the elimination. Koja only has to deal with Kochiu, and things are not looking good. At least not for Koja. He's gonna try to navigate the blue zone.
Trời ơi, ông Wood làm gì vậy?
The last reserve that he
Không ai
had
bị đâu.
save for Kochiu, both on the
Blue zone
last
chứ bao
one. Blue wall melter from AGL. The Indonesians might just fall victim to the ties.
Yeah, Kochil looking at Koja, but ADL
Trời
showing
ơi
up
là
just
trời.
in time to knock Kochil down onto the
Trời ơi,
ground.
Thái Lan top 1 rồi.
Koja will be ripped away by
Cái gì
Moshi.
cơ
And
Bộ đội của Thái Lan.
Thailand will stand strong in the final
Trời ơi,
circle.
bộ đội top 1 của Thái Lan đây là
This
AZ.
map belongs to Southeast Asia.
Má, bài giống bài không ơi?
ADL and Buriram both proving that. Fluxo falling out in third, surviving long enough. But
Được không?
Buriram
Hay.
looking for the absolute
Hay.
shutdown. Sniper taken away from
Hay.
ADL. Chinoy, down you go, they say.
Hay!
Chinoy.
Hay!
Hot here.
Kìa!
Question is,
Đâu nó má top 1 được?
they keep up this momentum?
Wow.
Cinematic opening.
Welcome in gentlemen!
Trận Esports no longer the
Yes,
favorite,
sir.
but continues
Tao đã bán cho một lần được anh em ơi.
that even if they are not, they will
Người
make
Brazil
no.
hăm dọa
And
người
this
Thái
will
Lan rất
begin to
nhiều
heck
nhưng họ
of
không
a
làm được các bạn.
head start, 12 eliminations.
Jonah, Wasada.
4 point, and they are
Mercy.
already a quarter of a way there to unlocking champion rush.
Get high.
ADL so sneaky, man. I mean,
Oh.
taking best use of the position that they had on that high ground, spotting
Hôm
out
qua nó bắn dấu bài đấy không anh em?
EVOS and Vitality taking advantage by being the
Ah.
third party. But I tell you, massive
Mercy.
by the Southeast Asian team.